Welcome to this week's collaboration. We're going to be talking about how to use Pinterest in your real estate business. It's kind of a new thing of people using Pinterest in real estate. So Amy's going to talk to you about how to do that, and then we'll have some collaboration at the end. Amy?
Hey everybody, good morning or good afternoon, depending on what coast you're on. So as Kat mentioned, we're talking about Pinterest today. And while Pinterest has been around for years, it's relatively new for real estate. There are some agents who've been doing it for a while, but it's greatly underused. So I wanted to go through it today and talk with you guys so that you can kind of have a beginning knowledge of how to start branding yourself and putting yourself out there on Pinterest. So first and foremost, Pinterest is a search engine. It is not like Facebook or TikTok or any of the other social media platforms. So you really need to think about that. YouTube is the other one that's a search engine, but Pinterest is a search engine and it searches based on photos. So whenever you're posting something, always think about what photo you're putting with it. It can be yourself. It can be a stock photo. There's some great stuff on Canva. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So myths about Pinterest. Most people think of crafts and recipes or that it's a social media platform. So when you go in, like I have lots of craft followers, things I want to do to my home, stuff like that. So you either need to transform your Pinterest page, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes as well, or you need to delete or make those things private because you really want this to be about your branding and about your business. And we always talk about this, but don't forget, you are a business owner. Whether you work, whether you are and own your own brokerage or you work for someone else, don't forget that you are a business owner and you need to make sure that you're branding yourself as well as your brokerage. So the benefits of using Pinterest. It can be used to drive traffic to your website or your blog. And again, always making sure that you take a look at what picture you're using. As I mentioned before, it is a great place to brand your business. And don't forget, we've talked about branding. If you weren't here or able to attend, go back in the files on branding. And we'll talk about that some more as we go through the year. But try to keep it on brand whenever you're putting something out there. So Pinterest can also give you some street cred. Don't forget that you want to be the local expert. You'll hear, being your own digital mayor, being 5 miles famous, being the local expert. So Pinterest is another way to do that. Pinterest can help you generate leads. And really important, it can help you move prospective buyers down your sales funnel. That is something that I think gives all of us kind of sometimes like, what do I do? How do I help this person? So we always talk about providing value, and this is a great way to do that. You can do market research. You can share market research, but you can also do market research while you're in Pinterest. And then again, farming. So you can actually use Pinterest to farm. And as part of your digital or in-person farming. So how do you do it? We are going to do just a quick tutorial. We're not going to go through Pinterest pages or anything like that today, but I kind of want to give you guys just a real quick working knowledge. So first is convert your account. So a lot of people just have way too many accounts. They feel like, hey, I've got all this social media. So convert your account to a business profile. I created a new one, and I will tell you it's not easy to go back and forth between the two. But converting your account to a business profile gives you access to traffic, clicks, charts, and graphs. And you're going to get demographic data, which is vital to, and oh, I have got a, niching down. Forgive me. I need to fix that. But niching down your market to reach your client's avatar. So you're looking at who your ideal client is, and you really want to use the demographic data and the charts and the graphs that you get back to say, okay, how am I reaching this person? So Kat's information she had shared, I think she's going to put in the group. We're going to have some shareables about, hey, these are like, the top 10 must-do things in the, the summer or the fall bucket list. Or so we'll be posting that information as well. But those are things that you can share and then just do a great graphic to go with it when you post it on your Pinterest page. So step 2, add keywords to your name. So where do you do business, and what is your niche, and what are you known for? And add 1 to 2 keywords after your name so that you're more searchable. So I don't want to just be Amy Chavis Realtor. I need to niche that down. So, it could be Amy Chavis, your right sizing realtor at the beach, or Kat Williams, your Ohio. Kat, what's your niche?
Upsizing, downsizing, and luxury.
So, let's see, Kat Williams.
Well, my tagline is that I'm your premier real estate concierge. So that's probably what I would put there.
Yep, that is perfect. So just make sure you throw in those keywords. So you don't just want to be, John Smith Realtor. Step 3, your bio. So hang on, I did mine here. So what value do you provide, and focus on your clients? So you see so many bios saying, Sue Smith started off here and she did this. You're not talking to your clients. So when you do your bio, talk to your clients. It's about them. It's not about you. So here's an example. This is what I just threw in there real quick. You want something small. This is not your full bio that you put out there to the world. So I help my clients live where they love, the beach. And my tagline is live where you love. Thinking of buying or selling in the coastal Carolinas, call or text me and my phone number. So come up with something catchy and short like that. This is not like a, dossier on your entire life. So, it's short, sweet, and how do you catch people's attention? Step 4, your photo. So your photo needs to be on brand. It needs to be current. So none of those glamour shots. If you have glamour shots, just make sure you don't have the 80s kind.
Well, and make sure if you did the AI photo shoot, make sure the photo looks like you. I know a couple of agents who've updated their AI photo and like they're really overweight and the photo is them skinny. It's still got to look like you. You want to be recognized in the community.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we've all heard of, the folks, the agent who's been around for 30 years but looks like they're 22 years old. This is who you are. Show up, be yourself, and be comfortable in your own skin, no matter what that is. I think we're all our own worst critics. We're always wanting to look perfect and airbrushed. So be yourself, be comfortable with who you are, and look like the person who's going to show up. So that doesn't mean don't fix your hair or makeup, because I probably do a little bit more. Well, I do more than that for photos. But be yourself. Don't have yourself completely airbrushed or something crazy like that. And if you haven't had a recent photo shoot, set one up or take a really great photo. I have one that I used that was actually at an event and it just came out fantastic, and I cropped out the background. Make sure it shows you as friendly. And that's not to say if you have one of the photos with your arms crossed and you look great in it and it works perfect for whatever you're posting, keep that. But this one, be open, be friendly, be stylish, show your face. So typically, and I'm not saying you can't do a full body or an upper body, but if your face is not clear, then do a headshot. So just make sure that you are yourself in these photos. You'll find that you get a whole lot more traffic when you're yourself on any of your social media. It's the same on Pinterest. People are looking for real and who you really are, and not all of this perfectness. You're going to get a lot more clicks and a lot more likes for being yourself. All right, so step 5, it's action time. So a little bit of homework from today. I want you to go create 10 Pinterest boards about your niche or your farm. And when you go create those boards, think about who you're talking to, order them by popularity. So in my case, I'm at the coast. So I'm definitely going to have something coastal in there. You need to know where I am. Think about where you are, what your area is known for. So order your Pinterest boards by popularity, categorize them by keyword. So if you're, I'm trying to give kind of examples. So if I'm talking about maybe like the top or, accessible beach accesses in North and South Carolina, My keyword is going to be accessible. It's going to be beach access. I'll probably think of a few other things there, but that would be something that's unique to my area. But I just ran into this problem the other day. I had somebody visiting and they could not get a beach wheelchair in time, and the beach accesses were not close enough. So that's something that I found that someone that I know that would benefit them greatly. So that's one item that I wouldn't normally have thought about until it kind of was brought to my attention. Use only real estate boards. That's not to say that you're not talking about the dog parks, you're not talking about restaurants, but you're not doing crafts, you're not getting people to go down a rabbit hole about, hey, I recently redid my house and these are my organization tips, unless you're focusing that back on real estate. So if you are using one page, or if you have one Pinterest profile, then if you have those boards, you need to hide them, or you need to not put them out there because it messes with the algorithm. If you want to do that, then go get a second Pinterest account. Step 6, always include a pinnable image for each of your blog posts. So make sure anything that you're putting in there, whatever it is, you need a pinnable image for it. And that image is what's going to grab people's attention. That image is what drives the algorithm. So when you're doing that, it doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be a photo you took. Canva has some great stock photos. There's other sites that do, but make sure that it's something that is grabbing your attention and that would grab the attention of the folks that you're talking to. Make sure it complements your brand. Keep it professional. I think we all probably have come across or run across agents that may be funny or maybe crass and they get attention, but is that what you want to be known for? So again, that's just my suggestion. I clean up my language. I think we all do when we are with clients. And so do the same on your Pinterest page. I added that ideal images are 735 by 1102. Canva is a great tool to fix that. So that's just an ideal image. It doesn't mean that you can't post something different, but if you really want to focus on that, pop it in Canva, change up the size, and then put it back over into Pinterest. If you don't have a Canva account, and we get no kickbacks from Canva, but we talk about it all the time, Canva is probably the best tool and the most used tool, I know, at least for myself in real estate. And you can use Canva for free, but the Canva Pro is $99 a year, and that's probably the most important $99 I spend in my real estate business.
And I second that.
Yeah, Canva is a must-have. Standing out in the Pinterest feed. So again, remember that it's a search engine and it provides results based on those images and pictures. So I know it's a little weird. You've done all this, work to get a blog feed out there. Maybe you use ChatGPT, and then, kind of branded it to yourself. And you've done all this work and now you're like, oh, I just need to put it out there. Well, done is better than perfect. In this case, I need you to focus on the images and the picture that you're using. So take the time to pin an image that really draws attention and really stands out and really focuses on what you're talking about. So if I'm talking about parks, I'm not going to post an image of the beach. Don't forget that Pinterest is not Google. Even though it's a search engine, it is not Google. So you can't just go in there and be like, you're not going to get the same results. So you're using it to get people to find you and to find what you're talking about, but it's not going to pull up based on your keywords. I mean, that's going to be helpful, but it's going to pull up based on your images and then your keywords. So just remember, it's a different type of search engine than what we're used to. And then I want you to connect. So you get your top 10 boards going, even if you don't have them all done. Again, this is done is better than perfect. I want you to connect. So hunt down your past clients and add them. Your current prospects, who are you working with? Put them on there. Future clients, maybe somebody that you really know is going to sell a year or two down the road, but they're just not there. Or people that you want to sell to. Friends, local businesses and owners, add them. Local charities, home improvement sites, your vendors, local power pinners. So find out who are the local power pinners that are not other agents, and make sure that you connect with them. And I'm not saying don't connect with other agents, but don't only connect with agents.
Yeah.
And that's on any platform that you're using. And then who am I missing? Who else do you guys think that we should connect with on Pinterest? I would suggest friends from high school, friends from college, past coworkers, neighbors. So take some time and really think about who you want to connect with, because you really want folks to be seeing what you're putting out there. And then automation. So these are things to use. So there's a Pinterest extension on Chrome that you can check out. Buffer is not something that I'm familiar with, but I wanted to put it out there. It's something I'm going to play with, but I wanted you guys to kind of have the information. So if you don't already have a Pinterest set up for business, you have this, so check and see how Buffer works. And then of course, Canva. I don't think I could function without Canva. So these are some things that you can do for automation and to help you with your Pinterest. And then what questions do you guys have? Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, can you schedule your posts on Pinterest?
I would love to be able to answer that question. And I think that you're going to have to do that through a third party. But if I can find that out, I will stick it in the group, because it's not something I've been able to do yet.
Okay, so I just looked it up. It says you can schedule pins up to 30 days in advance in your current time zone on Android and iOS, and up to 14 days in advance on your desktop. You can only schedule one pin at a time, and you can have up to 100 pins scheduled for the future.
So I'll do a how to on that. I'll check that out and add how to, because that's not something, I am not new to Pinterest. I've had a Pinterest page for probably close to 8 to 10 years, but I am new to Pinterest for real estate. So it's something that I've actually sat in on a couple of trainings, did a lot of research on, and something that I think could be helpful. The other thing, though, that I want to add, because I feel like we've overwhelmed some folks, and I think we all go through this. We've talked about every social media platform. We're adding in Pinterest. We're going to talk about a few other things. Realize that you can't do it all, and you're not meant to. So cross-post, use evergreen posts that you can use over and over. Share them to different sites. Maybe something that you have on TikTok would be great for Pinterest, or something on Pinterest, but you don't have to use every single one of these. You can still be successful and focus on one or two. So we're just putting them out there to make sure that you know what the options are. And then you can take a look back and be like, okay, this is my main platform. I want to use this platform, or this is what I enjoy, or this is where I feel like I excel. So I just kind of wanted to add that, because you have access to information on all the social media platforms. On Pinterest, we're adding a lot of stuff in our files, and I just don't want folks to feel overwhelmed like they're not doing it all, because I'll tell you that we don't do every single thing. So, just kind of take that with, hey, let me look and see where I want to excel, or where I want to focus right now. And then can this post or can this pin be used elsewhere? And can I pop it in somewhere else or schedule it real quick? And that way you're not doing extra work.
So Jamie, you chimed in and said on the chat, you said that you can schedule. Do you have experience with Pinterest that you're willing to share with us?
So I switched my Pinterest over, I think earlier this year, last year to, I guess it was the business profile, and not so much just for like play and crafts and recipes and everything. I switched brokerages twice this year also. So I went back to my, my original one. So when I made that switch, I kind of backed off a little bit. So I'm not a pro currently, but I did have some really great, for a while there when I was posting a lot. I took a lot of stuff off Coffee and Contracts. I'm a part of their membership. And I would put in photos of me and then pretty much snippets of what they had. And I'd put that on my Pinterest profile. So I agree with what she said as far as like, pinnable pictures, just like on Instagram. I try to make them with my face. I do the same thing with Pinterest. I I've had good luck with some videos that I created in Canva. And I did use the scheduled post too, so which was easy.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those playing with it. I'm struggling because I have two Pinterest, and it's not a quick like changeover. But I do think it's a very underutilized platform to be able to speak to your audience. So where everybody's on TikTok, everybody's on Instagram, everybody's on Facebook. That doesn't mean don't use them, but if you are looking at adding something different, this is a good option.
And Amy, on when you're doing the Pinterest, like for the name, are you just using your name, or are you using the by the beach thing like you were saying before?
So I use AmySellsCarolina or Your Carolina Realtor.
Okay.
I think I've started switching everything over to AmySellsCarolina. Where are you at?
I am in Texas.
That's right. Okay. So like, do you service an entire county? Like I actually have 3 counties that are in my MLS.
It would probably be 3 or 4. And then what is a power pinner?
So think influencer, but think Pinterest.
Okay.
So it would be like your influencers, your go-to, especially if you've got local ones. So is there like a local business owner, or I try to keep politics off my page, but maybe there's a politician that doesn't do a lot of politics, but posts a lot of personal stuff. Like we have a politician here who owns a property management company. So that might be somebody to check out. Do you have any local celebrities, like people who are well known? Do you have, somebody who is all about being on Pinterest all the time? I'm trying to think.
I will research that as well. I mean, I just never knew that you could use this platform for so much.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and a lot of agents don't. I know when I checked my area, there were only 2 agents, and they really weren't posting a lot. And I have not posted a ton on here. I've really been focusing on my Facebook and my Instagram. So the other thing is, where do your clients go? So that's what I need to research, because most of my clients are older. So I don't hang out in moms groups. I do get some information from moms groups, but for me to post in a moms group probably wouldn't be great, because that's not where most of my clients are. They don't have little kids. Most of them have grown children. So think about what your client avatar is. Who are you speaking to? And then go find that. So, or maybe you're a foodie, and several local restaurant owners. There's a restaurant owner here who I'm friends with who does a morning cooking show on the local news station. So the first thing I'm going to do when we hop off is go see if she has a Pinterest page, because it just popped in my head. Oh my gosh, if she has a Pinterest page, we have to connect.
Sure.
So think about who your target audience is and what are they looking at. If you're in an area that's maybe more rural, so what are the appropriate, so even though you're really focusing on real estate, maybe you want to put out there for your homeowners, like, when is the proper planting time? If you have people who have a farm, or what, I have it pinned on my personal page. There's a what grows in your area and what season to plant, like for plants and flowers. So you could have that, and that could still be real estate related. You just need to tie it back in.
Absolutely. Okay, that's awesome, ladies.
Yeah, there's a lot that you can do with Pinterest. And it just, like I had mentioned, kind of sit down and think, where do my clients hang out? Mine hang out on Facebook, so I'm always on Facebook. If you've got some great wins or something that you guys find or something that works out well, post it in the group. It really kind of puts you, in this instance, it puts you in the, where is my client? Who am I speaking to? And how do I speak to them specifically? And I'm not saying we shouldn't do that on our social media platforms, but in this case, it's not, I sell houses, come by my house, I'm amazing. It's, hey, I thought of, this, and this is where my people are hanging out. So you're really kind of trying to really speak to your target audience and really niche down on Pinterest.
And that wraps up our presentation on using Pinterest in real estate. If you have any questions, hop on over to our group page. Be sure to like and subscribe and post your question. Our next collaboration meeting will be June 21st at 1 p.m. Success with Facebook Ads. Thanks for joining us.